And I want to introduce our next speaker, who has been an incredible advocate for people throughout this state. I'm so happy that she's in this race, and I'm wishing her the best. Please give it up for Senator Janine Culkin.
Thank you, everyone. Let's give it up for justice. So I have to start by saying, when I first met Matt, I wasn't really sure what to expect. You know, seemed like a nice guy and everything. But I have to, I have to say, I was really impressed because not only was he a genuinely good guy, but he knew his stuff. And, you know, he knows the issues that are really important to people. And I really appreciate that a lot. I mean, I'm also impressed by his community service. I mean, I think a lot of people here know he founded City Year, right? Let's give it up for City Year. City Year is an organization that gets 18 to 24-year-olds involved in mentoring kids in middle school and elementary school, and I think that's really, really an honorable thing to do. Also, as Secretary of State, right? He was our wonderful Secretary of State, so let's give it up for that a little bit. But did you know that Matt was the one who implemented the first in the nation electronic voter registration system? I mean, everybody deserves the right to vote, and making it easier for people to register to vote is amazing. Another thing that I was impressed with was the fact that he co-founded Global Zero, an organization that has not only been nominated for 2 Nobel Prizes, but is trying to rid the world of nuclear weapons. And that's a very honorable thing to do, so thank you for that work. But I have to say, what I really appreciate is having somebody who's going to be on our side, not on the side of corporate lobbyists or the corporations. We have way too much of that right now in our government. You know, I have to say, it's time that we have somebody who stands up for a $15 minimum wage. Because no one in this country should have to work, and especially in Rhode Island, should have to work 40 hours a week and live in poverty. No one should have to choose between putting food on their table for their children and taking 2 or 3 jobs, right? Also, we need a governor, and it's time that we had one that's going to stand up for the fossil fuel industry and say, I'm not going to take your money. We are going to stop that power plant in Burrillville. We are going to stop that LNG facility that they plan to build in Providence in a neighborhood that has already had enough to deal with environmental racism. It's time, and thank you so much for standing up on those 2 issues that I really believe in, and I know that you do as well. And it's also time that we have a governor that says healthcare is a right, and nobody should have to go bankrupt or have to choose between going to the doctor or cutting their pills in half. We need someone who's going to say it's a right, and that every single person, no matter how much money they make, they do not have to choose between whether they're going to live or die because of that. So thank you for standing up for that. You know, I got involved in this whole thing because I was sick and tired of what was going on in our politics here in Rhode Island. And I ran for office to try to be a voice for the people. And that's what I see in Matt. He really cares about us. All of us here and all of us in Rhode Island. And that's why I'm so glad to be here. I'm so glad to throw my full support behind Matt Brown. I just wish that everyone could talk to you and meet you and understand how deeply you care about these issues. And I'm just glad to be here, and thank you for all you do.